Mario Kart and Minecraft are both incredible games, but what if we combined them? Today, I'm going to be trying to make Mario Kart inside of Minecraft, complete with items, a track, laps, multiplayer, and more. And then, at the end, I'll play it with some of my friends. And before we get started, this video took me over 50 hours to make, so leaving a like would be massively appreciated. Alright, so I've just opened up a new creative world, and I think the first thing I do before I do any commands or coding or anything like that is literally just to build a Mario Kart track, because we kind of need that. So let's hop into a time lapse. Alright, so now that I've got this basic track, I think I'm ready to explain what I actually want to accomplish with commands in this video. So the two main things that I want to add are coins and mystery boxes onto the track. Now, if you haven't played Mario Kart, basically, there's little lines of mystery boxes throughout the track. So there might be a mystery box here, 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 and here. So then when you go through, you can pick up one of them and you can get a little mystery box icon. And that'll flash for a couple seconds in the top left corner, and then eventually giving you a custom item, which can either be used to help you go faster or hurt other players and make them go slower. Oh yeah, and lastly, I want to make it so that you have to go around the track 3 times in total, and then it'll say you're finished. Because in regular Mario Kart, there are actually 3 laps. So I think the laps mechanism is what I'm going to work on first, so that at least you can go around 3 times and complete the race. Even if there's no power-ups or anything else to make it interesting yet, that's what I want to try and work on. Now, the main challenge here, as far as I can tell, is making it so that the player can't just go back and forth across the finish line and has to actually complete a lap. So I'm trying to think of a system where it does not allow the player to do that. One thing I could do is have sort of a checkpoint halfway through the race. And what this would mean is that if the player goes all the way around the track without crossing this line, so basically they just went forward and backward again, it does not award them the lap. But if they cross this line, then it does. Now, this would mean that the player could just go backwards all the way to the halfway point, but at that point, it might actually be faster just to go forwards. So I think that's what I'll do. So all we've got to do is make a little line here, but basically, if we put it underneath the track, then what it means is it can detect whenever the player is on top of it, but it won't actually be visible. So I'll make it 3 thick, just in case the player is going really faster on this bend or something like that, and they go over the whole thing in less than a tick. We don't want it to be super fast. So I'll make it 3 or 4 thick, and that should be good. And now if we cover this back up, then we should just be able to use a command to say, if they've gone over this and that, then we can award them the first lap. So I'll get back to you guys, and we'll see what we can do. Alright, let's just give this a quick test. So now when we pass over the midway point, we should see a little thing pop up on the sidebar. It says mid, and we did not actually see that. Maybe it has to be 3 blocks. Oh, we saw it there. I think I see the problem. Hang on. Okay, so now this should actually be working. So as soon as we cross this, we should see our score mid. There we go, it goes up to 1. And that means that we've passed the midway point. So now we just have to incorporate this into the finish line system, which I will add in right now. Okay, so now if we've gone past the midway point, which as you can see we have, and we go over the blue ice, we should get a title that says we finished. There we go, lap complete. Okay, next I just have to make it so that it resets the midpoint after you complete a lap, and so that it keeps track of how many laps you've done, and it says lap 1, lap 2, lap 3, etc. And then when you finish all of your laps, it just says course finished or something like that. Alright, this should now be working, so let's give it a test. We've got to go all the way around the course to reach the midpoint, so that it doesn't just give us the lap immediately. So there we go, we've got around the midpoint, as you can see on the right. And hopefully, I am not very good with this course, by the way. Once we reach the end, it should... Uh-oh. Here we go. It should tell us lap 1 complete. Uh-oh, it went straight to 3 out of 3. Oh, that's probably because I'm not setting mid back to 0. Alright, this should now be working, so now if we complete the lap, we should just see that it says 1, even if we stay on here. There we go, 1 out of 3 complete. Although there is still one issue, which is that if we go all the way around more than 3 times, the game will never end. It'll just go 4 out of 3, 5 out of 3, 6 out of 3. So next up, we gotta add in the winning mechanism. If I set my lap to 2, so that when we go through it's 3, and then I set my midpoint to true, then when we go through it should... There we go, course complete. I'm not gonna lie though, that was kind of underwhelming. I think we should add in some fireworks and sound effects and stuff when you complete it as well, just to add a bit more pizzazz. Okay, so I've done quite a lot. Now, when you pass the finish line, if you're on the correct lap and everything like that, then we should get a celebratory sound, a bunch of fireworks, the title, and, you know, a couple other stuff too. So let's give it a test. Okay, I've changed it so that they're just in set positions now instead of random positions because that was a little confusing, so hopefully now it should be working. Perfect. So now that we've got the basis of the course set up with the 3 laps and the dramatic ending, I think it's time to work on the mystery boxes. This is the part that I'm most nervous for about the challenge, and it's also the part that I think will be the most fun. Okay, so for the mystery boxes, of course, I'm not going to have every single item that's in actual Mario Kart. That would be incredibly difficult and time-consuming to code into the game, so I'm going to make a list of all of the ones that I think I want it to randomly choose between. Okay, so here's my list of 6 things that I want to add in as rewards from the mystery boxes. First up, we've got the coin. This one's pretty simple. You know, you just get a coin and you use it and it gives you 2 more coins. Next up is a banana. Now, the banana peel in Mario Kart, you drop it on the ground and then anyone that comes behind you will slip on the banana and they will have to take a few seconds to recover. Next up is the mushroom. So if you get a mushroom from a mystery box, then it's basically just a speed boost. So whenever you want to use it, it just makes you go super fast. So the next thing is a shell. And there's 3 kinds of shells. There's green shells, red shells, and blue shells. And the green shells, you just throw, and you have to aim them, and they can hit whoever. The red shells seek out the closest player, so they're kind of heat-seeking. And the blue shells seek out the first player. The red shell and the blue shell would be way too difficult to add, so I'm just going to try and stick with the green shell. But the problem with the green shell is that it kind of slides around on the floor and bounces off walls. And making it slide around on the floor wouldn't be too hard, especially because we made the floor out of ice, but making it bounce off walls in the correct motion would be very difficult, so I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do about that. I'll implement the other ones first. Next up, we've got a rainbow star. So basically it's just an immunity item. When you use it, you are immune to all other items, so if you go through a banana peel or if you get hit by a shell or something, you're totally fine. And finally is the bomb-omb, which is basically just a bomb that you can drop behind you or throw in front of you, and if any other players walk into it, it'll explode, or it just has a timer and it'll explode on its own. So those are the items that I'm going to try and add. I know this sounds pretty ambitious, but I honestly think that it just wouldn't feel like Mario Kart without a good amount of chance when you get the mystery boxes. But speaking of which, let's just add in the actual mystery boxes first, before we worry about all that stuff. So I think the way that I want to do this is by using glowing TNT, and glowing will mean that you can see it through walls, and it'll also mean that it's a little bit more obvious. And the reason I want to use TNT is because you can go through it, but it's also like a block. So when it's ignited, as you can see here, if we ignite a piece of TNT, then it's going to make a little crater here, but that's fine. Then as you can see, it's like a block, but we can still walk through it. So if we can use this somehow, then I think that'll work pretty well for the mystery box. Okay, so let me just test this. Can I summon a TNT with the fuse of like 100 million and no gravity? No, that fuse is too high. So how high can I go with the fuse? Does this work? Does not. How about this? 100. That should work. Cool. Okay, so that does work, and you can have it with no gravity. 10,000 works, and that would be 10,000 ticks, which works out to 500 seconds, which isn't that long. That's just over like 6 minutes, I think. My math is very wrong there. That's like almost 9 minutes. Okay, so I've laid out all the spots with armor stands where I want each cluster of mystery boxes to be. 5 clusters of mystery boxes, and each of these is going to have a TNT on top of them. And basically, when a player goes through it, it's going to have a timer around 10 seconds before a new TNT spawns. I'm going to reload the data pack now. I've made a backup, and it should spawn a TNT on top of each armor stand that has a fuse of 9 minutes or 10,000 ticks. So hopefully this doesn't blow everything up, but if it does, I do have a backup. So here we go. So if I reload, there we go. Okay, so next let me add the timer so that when you go through there, it destroys one of the TNTs and it adds a timer so that way you can get the next one. Alright, so just as a bit of a progress update, I've reduced the amount of mystery boxes on the map considerably because I realized as I was going through it that you would pass them way too often, which would result in you getting way too many mystery boxes, and it was disproportionate to the size of the map. But yeah, as you can see, I've also implemented the TNT system. So if we look here, there are still invisible armor stands there, but basically the TNT will sit there and the fuse is really long, so it'll take about 9 minutes like I mentioned earlier, and if you go through the TNT, we get a little firework sound, as well as some particles. You can't really see the particles that well, but hopefully anyone going behind you when we do this in multiplayer should be able to see it. So there you go, you can see the particles, and just to prove that we can detect when that happens, it does give me a piece of dirt, and we will change that into the whole mystery box system next. Okay, so unfortunately, since the last clip, I did about 2.5 hours of work on this project, and the recording corrupted, so I'll just give you guys a progress update. I do apologize for not being able to walk you through the process of that section, but here's what I've done so far. So I've made the mystery boxes almost completely functional, except for the actual items. So when you go through it, you'll get a long ticking sound to signify sort of like a roulette, and then it'll give you a random item. So in this case, I got a shell. So let's see, if I go through another one, I'll probably get something different. There we go, we got one of the mushrooms. And you can get 1 of 6 items this way, and I've listed all of the items here. So you have a 1 in 4 chance of getting either a coin, a banana, or a mushroom. You have a 1 in 8 chance of getting a shell, and you have a 1 in 16 chance of getting a bomb or a rainbow star. So at the last recording, I had made this sunflower, which resembles the coin, successful. So as you can see, I just got +1 coin. But I haven't made any of the other items successful, and the one that I was working on was the mushroom. Now, the problem with the mushroom is that in order to make the boat go faster, we have to modify the boat's speed. And unfortunately, it's actually impossible to modify the boat's speed or motion reliably while there's a player inside it. So if I use this command to modify the boat's motion, as you can see, it does work, and it zooms off. But if I do the same thing while I'm actually in the boat, it's very unreliable, and it only works about 1/5 of the time. So unfortunately, that isn't going to work for my purposes. I guess another thing that I could try would be to set the path in front of the boat to something more slippery. So the only thing more slippery than packed ice, which is what I'm using for the course, is blue ice. And originally I actually did use blue ice for the course, but it was way too fast and impossible to control, so I changed it to packed ice. And I didn't set it to normal ice, because normal ice will melt. However, I'm pretty sure if I set the biome to something like something cold, the ice shouldn't melt. So maybe we can try the whole course with normal ice. It will be a lot slower, but maybe it'll work. And then we can make it so that there's packed ice underneath you when you've got the mushroom. I'm not sure if this will work, but, you know, it's the only thing I can think of, so I'm gonna try that. Alright, after many headaches, lots and lots of searching, and yeah, this took a very long time to get right, but we finally managed to make this work. So now if I use a mushroom, as you can see, it sets the floor underneath us to blue ice, and when you turn, it's a little bit weird, but you know what? I'm not gonna worry about it because it's good enough, and I'm just very happy that we got this to actually work. So the last step I wanted to do with the mushrooms is to just put a particle behind you as you're going, so it's sort of like you've got like a fire trail. Alright, hopefully we should get a flame trail now when we use this. Well, we do get a flame trail, but it kind of zooms all over the place. What if we use just a regular lava particle? Let's try this. Ooh, that is good, but that is way too many particles. Holy crap on a turd. Alright, this should be the final version. There we go, that looks pretty good. Okay, so now that we've got the mushrooms done, the next thing I want to do is add in the bananas. So there's a couple of ways I could do this. The most obvious way is make the banana indicator just the item on the floor. Then when you boat into it, and you pick it up, then it sets the blocks underneath you to something like soul sand. That way it slows you down tremendously for a couple seconds. The problem with this is that the item that I've chosen to represent the banana, the dandelion, is a really small item and wouldn't be very noticeable. So if I throw one on the track here, are you really going to see that as you're coming around the bend? And oh yeah, there's also the other problem that items don't render in from very far. So if I'm all the way back here, and I'm coming up to this banana, it renders in when I'm like, what, 15 blocks, 20 blocks away from it? The other thing that I could do is, rather than have the banana on the course, and then when you hit the banana, it goes into soul sand, we could just straight up put soul sand on the course. So as soon as you throw a banana, then wherever it lands, we get like a 3x3 square of soul sand like this. And then I'm actually curious to see how much does this slow me down if I'm coming in pretty quickly on the ice. How much does this soul sand slow me down? Oh, very considerably. You lose like all of your momentum. Oh, right, I forgot about that. So soul sand is actually not a full block, it's shorter than a block. That does seem like a good idea that we could do, is just make it so that whenever the banana lands, it just sets a square of soul sand. And then once you pass over it, then it removes it within a couple seconds. Alright, so I've added in the banana system. So basically, if a player throws a dandelion on the ground, then it will make a slime platform. And then if another player comes in with a boat and lands on the slime platform, then after about a second, the slime platform will go away, and they'll also get a slime sound. Okay, so now we've finished the coin, the banana, and the mushroom, and we're left with the shell, the bomb, and the rainbow star. I'm trying to think what I'm even gonna do for the shell. Okay, so my idea was to basically have it so that whenever you use the item, a turtle is summoned, and it moves in the direction that you're looking, until it either hits a wall or comes in contact with a player. I was pretty stumped on how I could get the turtle to summon moving in the direction that the player is facing. So I looked it up, and apparently this is a pretty common issue, and it used to be very difficult to solve, but now there's a couple of methods for doing it. But it's pretty complicated, so I'm not going to get into it right now, but hopefully this should work. So if I get myself out of turtle shell, when I press Q, we should see a turtle spawn. So... So this is a development. Oh my god. Alright, I figured out the problem. Take two. Hopefully this will actually work this time. Alright, we only got one firework instead of 50 billion. But this turtle is still not moving in the direction that I want it to. But now it actually does work. So, as you can see, the turtle does move in the direction that we're facing. So if we turn this way, then he goes that way. If he turns this way, then he goes that way. But the issue now is that, as you saw, it kind of stops and the shell just goes at a constant rate, like that, rather than going forward and then slowing down. So I'm going to try and fix this. Alright, I found a concept that I'm confident will work, although I'm not sure if I've executed it properly, so hopefully this will work right here. There we go! That's perfect, the turtle continues to move. Alright, so after a couple more hours, the entire shell system is complete. So, as you can see, if I get in this boat and I use a shell, the turtle will get launched, and once it hits a wall, it'll break. And if I use the shell on a player, so if we have Mario over here, and we just throw the shell at him, then as you can see, slime gets set underneath him, which will slow his down and completely negate his momentum. And as you saw there, an explosion will also happen at his coordinates, so everyone can see that he got hit by a shell. Oh, and before we move on to our next item, I just wanted to share with you guys some statistics. So when I throw the shell, the turtle, which on average are about 100 pounds, hits the wall at 15 blocks per second, which would make it have a force of 14,000 newtons, meaning that it would just explode everywhere on impact. I just thought that was kind of funny. Anyways, on to the next item. Okay, so now after all of these things that we started with, all we have left are the bomb and the rainbow star. Now, the rainbow star should be pretty simple, because all we have to do is make it so that you're immune to all of the effects. And luckily for me, all of the effects that are negative towards the player so far just involve a slime block pad. So all we should have to do is set the area around the player from slime into ice. And of course, we'll add some cool animations and glowing stuff. Alright, so now I have mostly finished implementing the star. So if you use the star with Q, like you do with all the other items, then when you pass over the slime, then it just goes away. Now, some of you might have noticed that my game looks a little bit more dull than it normally does in my videos, and that's because usually I use shaders, and now I turn my shaders off. And the reason for that is because my shaders actually don't support the glowing effect. And I needed to use the glowing effect because of this. So yeah, I've gone ahead and added in the effect that happens when you use the regular star in actual Mario Kart into Minecraft. And this way, people won't throw shells and stuff at people who have this effect on, because they'll know that they are affected by the star. So the only other thing that I would like to do is to attribute some sort of sound to this. Now, I don't know if I want to go all out and do the entire song that it plays when you get the Mario Kart star. Okay, so yeah, I decided to add in the music, and I realized that it's basically just and then it loops. But I did that and it sounded really dead to me, so now I'm adding in the bass, and this is difficult, and I'm not a musician, and I learned to play trumpet between 4th and 5th grade, and I've never picked it up since, so I cannot read sheet music, and I have no idea what I'm doing. So this is what I've got so far. It sounds kind of dead, right? Except for the bass part in the middle, the rest sounds pretty bad. But because I'm going dun dun dun, basically the bass goes dun 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 dun. So now I'm trying to use trial and error to detect that with note block commands. Because if you didn't know, the way that you control the pitch, you don't put it in a note, you just put a number, where 0 is the lowest pitch, and 2 is the highest pitch. So I have to very much use trial and error here to figure this out. Okay, I think I have it, I just need to hear the whole thing all together. Here we go. And I know, okay, it's pretty bad. Okay, it's pretty bad, I'll admit, it's pretty bad. But that's like the first piece of music that I've ever done, apart from my like Tetris on Note Blocks video I used to go. But I didn't use sheet music for this one. I just did it from memory. Are you proud of me? Are you guys proud of me? Are you proud of me? I'm proud of me. I'm pretty proud of me. Alright, so now we've fully implemented every single item except for the last thing, which is the bomb. So the way that I'm thinking we do this is you're boating along, you drop the bomb, and it's going to drop a TNT minecart. And that TNT minecart is going to have a timer on top of it. Alright, so I've sort of jumped the gun here, but I've gone ahead and made the bombs completely functional. So as you can see now, if I drop a bomb as I'm going along the track, we get a TNT minecart with a timer on top. and when it's done, it explodes into cobwebs. And as you can see, if I go into said cobwebs in a boat, we get stuck in them for quite a while before it actually ends up releasing us. But eventually it does end up releasing us, and then we're free to continue on with the track. So now every single one of our items, the coin, the banana, the mushroom, the shell, the bomb, and the rainbow star, have all been completely finished. And I think there are a couple more things that I need to do before I play this with some friends, so I'm going to try and work out what those last things are right now. Alright, so I think the only thing that I had left to do was to make the items a little bit cleaner. So as you can see, I've made names for each of the items, so they don't just say sunflower or, you know, TNT minecart or whatnot. So each of these items now has a name, and as well, when you pick them up, you will also get a title. So let me show you guys what that looks like right here. If I go through and I get an item, then you can see we get a title that says coin, press Q while holding to use. And the color of the title depends on what item you get. So now all that's left to do is get some friends online and play it. 3, 2, 1, go! Ah, I missed the mystery box.
Oh, this is so slippery. Wait, I got it. It didn't let me.
Oh, you just got yeeted to read
I
it.
got it.
Banana,
Wait.
go!
Ah, okay. Ah!
I'm in front!
Oh, it's so slippery.
Why are you going backwards, it's Pulvis?
What is that? Is that
How do you
accent?
mean? Well, you'd start the defenses on either side, so I was saying you'd go either way, right?
No, it's forward!
Oh my god. Ah!
Yo, I got a mushroom. We're going. We're going. I am lapping you, Caitlin. Get
Oh
out,
my
ice
God.
skater. Get out of here.
That?
Get out of here.
Ah!
Ah!
Who got a superstar? Oh my god, who's that?
That's Palvis like a freaking god.
Yeah, why is there no Mario Kart music?
Okay, it'll be in editing. It'll be in editing.
Ducky.
I'm
Ducky,
giving this a
please,
2 out of
sorry.
10.
It'll be in editing!
Editing!
Ah!
You're going the wrong way!
I'm gonna watch this one. Not gonna lie.
And who?
Ducky, okay, this is hard. Okay.
I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna freaking win.
Yeah.
Wow, we're so
Why are you going backwards?
I suggest we team up against Ducky, so he
This, I feel targeted.
Yeah, you
I'm gonna
should.
try that.
Yo, I got a star. I got a star. I'm going.
Go.
Okay.
Oh,
Just-
I'm such an idiot.
If you're going the wrong way, just stand at the finish line so we did.
Apparently, this star does not protect against bombs. That was an oversight.
It's too slippery!
I
What
know.
talk about?
Ah!
Hey,
Why did you get out of the boat?
I lost it.
you know what would be a good addition to this game is if you put polar bears spawning randomly.
Yeah!
Yeah.
You guys ruined the video.
And you gotta name them Frosty.
You guys ruined the video. Oh my god.
Hey, let's do it again.
What's going on?
Mistake. Really?
God.
Oh my god.
This better all stay. This better all stay in the video.
Yeah.
Giants do make for interesting obstacles.
3, 2, 1, go. Mushroom. Go. Go. See ya. Oh my god, you got my mushroom boost.
Thank you for the Mario Kart piece.
That's how it goes.
Why is everyone? We're all just stuck in this bomb. Oh my god.
You guys are all not very good at the game.
I'm really good at this game.
Yeah, you
I
are.
finished
Minecraft.
first last round.
I'm going backwards. I'm stuck in a thing and I don't want to
If
go
this
forward.
was golf scoring, I would win.
That's true.
Wow.
Let's be honest with ourselves. Who's the real MVP here, guys?
People who play golf are not MVPs.
That's true. Why are you going backwards?
Because it's more fun.
You're
It's
gonna
easier
break
to back.
it. You're gonna
It's
break.
not a freeway.
No, I have Jacob's proof. You can't just go back and forth over the finish line. That's not how it works.
Oh, come on.
That's cheating. Has anyone finished the course yet?
Yep, I just did.
Ah,
I'm just relaxing, you know, taking a walk.
I'm pretty sure
Ah.
I'm first.
yeah, you are. Armin's
What would happen
second.
if I got
I'm
out
third.
of my boat?
Don't
Get out
do
of
that.
your
Don't
boat.
do that, Mister.
It's
Ah, yeah. Polar bears. So many. Why are there bees? Why are there
Where did
bees?
all the bees come from?
There's so many bees.
The bird and the bees.